Refocus Podcast with your host, life coach Jeff Relaford. This podcast is designed for those who wish to change their inner self in order to maximize outward potential. So come redirect, regroup, and refocus with your number one life coach, Jeff Relaford.
What's good, y'all? Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. I'm going to let y'all know something, man. I feel very refreshed. I feel great today, and I'm going to tell y'all why I feel great today, okay? Because I did some things. I went out, and one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get another tattoo. I got one of my business on my arm. A lot of people don't know that right now, but I'm going to get another one that has some significance to me. I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm just letting y'all know. That's one reason why I feel great. I set up that consultation, so I'm going to get it on Thursday. I share the stuff with it as the time go on. And two, I also, my wife embarked on a new journey of buying a vending machine. So with her embarking on this new journey of buying a vending machine, guess what that did? That allowed me to tap into some of my Mr. Fix-It skills that I have. Because I do have a maintenance background. A lot of people don't know that, but I have a maintenance background and troubleshooting and all that. And I installed some things and fixed some stuff on a vending machine. We just got days of things, just greatness of things happening here that just makes sense. So what I want to do is I want to come from an angle and a standpoint today of showing you all and just letting you know that you just don't take risks. Real talk. You just don't take risks. That's what it's titled. You don't take risks. And I have 3 keys as to why you do not take risks in your life. So y'all know how it go, man. We just dive right into it here. So this is how we gonna go. So real talk, the reason why you don't take risks is because why? You have lack of confidence. Okay? Now, forgive me, y'all. I gotta wipe my ear real quick. Because you have lack of confidence. And I'm going to tell you why you have lack of confidence. Because you have low self-esteem. And low self-esteem, many a times, what it's attributed to, we just don't feel good about ourselves. We find fault in other people because we don't feel good about ourselves. That was just an extra added bonus for y'all. But low self-esteem is when you don't feel good about yourself. What is it? What are those things that you dislike about you? What are those things that indirectly you think that you have no control over, but you actually do? Y'all know how I do. I like to go ahead and take some of these definitions and I like to look at them on the fly. You know what I mean? Now, low self-esteem is defined as low confidence in one's own worth or abilities or in your self-respect. So that means you lack confidence, which is going into my next point. You can't go ahead and take risks in your life because you lack self-confidence. See, there's 2 words in this. There's 2 meanings to this point. Self meaning you, confidence meaning that greatness, that goodness that you know that you have to overcome, knowing that you can actually produce a good outcome. You lack that confidence within you. And that's number 1 reason as to why you don't take risks. And that's really why a lot of people don't take risks. I'm going to tell y'all for real talk. That's why I didn't used to take a lot of different type of risks when I first started off doing life coaching or just other things in general in my life. I was a very cautious person and I still am to a degree, but now I'm just willing to go ahead and stick my neck out there and do some things. It doesn't matter to me now. You know what I mean? Some people will say I do too much at times. You know what I mean? And my wife probably say I overextend. My cousin will probably say that too. You know what I mean? But it's a learning experience. You know what I mean? So I do tend to do that sometimes. And it's all right. But you got to learn from it. That's how it all works, people. You have to be willing to learn from the things that you are trying to overcome or learn why you overcame those things. Does that make sense? You feel me? I'm just hoping it does for some people out there on the other side of Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or even on what is that thing? Oh my gosh, or Spreaker if you're listening. So we talking about Apple Podcasts. I just want to know if y'all that makes sense to y'all. Got to learn from where you've come from or what you're going through at that moment in time. And a lot of times what stops us from taking risks are negative past experiences. That's a big one. Think about why people don't want to get remarried or why people don't want to date. What do they always say? They say, well, ain't nothing out here. Or all these men about the same thing. All these women about the same thing. Now, don't take this particular subject and run with it, people, because we're still staying on the subject of why you don't take risk. You have to remember, whenever you start dating somebody, whenever you start liking somebody, whenever you want to marry somebody, you now have to be in somebody else's space, right? You have to be in somebody else's space. Somebody has to be in your space. That is a risk. You run the risk of somebody seeing the real you. Come on now. Y'all know that. It's a risk of somebody seeing the real you. So if you have negative experiences coming from your past, that can definitely hinder you. Prime example, if you started a couple businesses and you failed, you won't want to start another one. You're going to think that you're going to run through the vicious cycle of nobody wanting what you have, when really it's a few tweaks. And the only thing that you truly have to do is provide something that people really want. Excuse me. Maybe at this moment in time, you might be a likable person. You feel me? But people might not know the value in which you are willing to offer them, because you probably haven't given them anything to go off of. You know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of people who get who go ahead, they get great organic views, great organic stuff, but y'all don't be selling much, yo. You have to sell something. You got to show the people why they want you and why they want your product. And 9 times out of 10, I say they want you because you are the face of what you bring to the table. So if you're able to get people to want you, they will want what you're buying or what you're selling, so to speak. So that's the thing, yo. You have to not let those negative experiences cause pain and hurt from your past. You can't allow that to happen. You just can't allow it to happen. And you have to remember, setbacks allow hesitance. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Setbacks allow hesitance. Okay? You don't want to be hesitant while taking risks. And you don't want to be hesitant because all it's going to do is just slow you down. That's all it's going to do is slow you down. Right here, y'all know how I roll. Once again, hesitant. Let's look that up for you all. Okay? Let's look that up for y'all. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hesitant, it means tentative, unsure, or slow. Okay, slow in acting or speaking. So that's the thing. Your negative, your setbacks allow hesitance, and you don't want to allow setbacks that have happened in your life to allow you to be hesitant. That's not what you want. So in order to make an impact and take risks, you have to look on the other side of the dome. You got to look on the other side of the wall, and you got to say, all right, look here. Whatever setbacks that I went through in my past, whatever I had go on, those things are inevitable to me now, because what happened in the past is in the past. So you have to move forward from that. Prime example, I'll tell you about myself. I wouldn't be able to be remarried again if I allowed and I looked at my past setbacks that me and my ex-wife, or even one of my ex-girlfriends had before I met my current wife now, I wouldn't be able to move forward. So I hope I'm putting that into perspective for somebody. Do not allow your setbacks to bring hesitant actions in your life. Just don't allow it to happen. Just don't allow it to happen. I'm telling you, it just doesn't work. So if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is we're talking about why you can't take risks. Real briefly, we did talk about lack of confidence. Okay, we talked about lack of confidence, and we brought in low self-esteem into that. Okay, and how low self-esteem inflicts that lack of confidence, because simply you just don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can make it. you don't believe that you have the skills or the ability to make it happen. And whatever it is that you're doing, I don't care if you're baking cookies or cakes. If you think that you can't do it, it's because you don't believe in your ability. So that brings low self-esteem, you feeling not too good about yourself. And then that in turn brings on lack of confidence in you in order to complete the goal. And then we just went on to the negative past experiences, right? Those negative past experiences that you have, what do they tend to do? They tend to go ahead and bring back I like to call it that PTSD, right, people? Is that PTSD. It'll go ahead and bring that old thought process back to your mind and say, I can't do this no more. This doesn't make any sense. And what did I say? I said setbacks allow hesitance. So if you're set back in a certain area and you're saying, oh, okay, well, hey, this job didn't work out before, or when I tried to write this book, or I tried to create this product, or I tried to even start a podcast, or I tried to do something to help service people, it didn't go good. So what you're doing is you keep latching on that same negativity, right? You keep latching on that same negativity to your new experiences. And people, I want to let you know that's not what life is about. Life isn't about lacking not lacking. Life isn't about connecting. Sorry, that's what I don't know what the heck I was thinking, y'all. Life isn't about connecting your past experiences to your new ventures. I'm telling you, people, you'll never be able to move forward if you connect your past ventures to your new experiences. That's not how it works. You know, you can have positivity and negativity in the same room, but guess what? It's like water and oil. It's still going to separate. No matter hands down how you look at it, it's still going to separate. You're going to end up with positivity on one side of the room, negativity on the other side of the room. You don't want to remain neutral because then that means you don't know what you want to do. You either need to be hot or cold. The Bible says to be hot or cold, but to be lukewarm. You know, and that's a principle that's applied to belief in God. So when you narrow that down and you simplify it, apply that to your life. You either want to be one or the other. You don't want to be in between. You need to be one or the other. Hot or cold, good or bad. You need to choose what side you want to be on. Okay? Please, people, don't allow your negative past experiences to bring on hesitation. Just don't do it. It's not going to be a good thing. And number 3 is cultural and societal influences. Now, this is very big on the list, people, because we all have families, right? We all come from these families that help shape our specific patterns and thought processes in our lives. And when our families help shape these specific thought patterns and processes in our lives, what we tend to do is we tend to take what? The good or the bad. We take away the hot and the cold. So what it is you have to really take a look at those cultural and societal influences that stop you from allowing yourself to take risks. Like, let's say, for instance, my family, for instance, okay, my great-grandfather worked in the mill. My grandfather worked in the mill. I have. And the thing is, you have to make a choice. Do I, Jeff Relaford, want to keep working in a place for 30, 40 years where I can keep saying I have good insurance, I keep saying I make a lot of money, I can keep saying I have great benefits, right? Or do I want to try to make my own money and create a legacy for my own family instead of building somebody else's? Because let's be real, that's what steel mills are. That's what factories are. That's what Walmart's, Targets. That's what all of these different brands are that push things in our face. All these different stores and different facilities that push products in our face. We're building somebody else's legacy that built it. But when are you going to create your own? That is an example of cultural and societal mechanisms that have influence on your life. I could have easily said, hey, I want to stay working in the steel mill for like 30 years. But that's not my choice. That's not what I want to do. It might have worked for my grandparents. It might have worked for my great-grandparents. But it's not going to work for this man. You know, I could go ahead and I want to fulfill and live out my calling, what I'm born to do for people. And you should too. You should never have to dumb down and substitute what you want to do in this life for a job. I'm going to just be honest and say it, people. It's a lot of y'all out here working jobs, and y'all are miserable at these jobs. It's a lot of y'all working these places, and y'all can't stand it at all. Y'all hate the fact that you have to get up every day, go to these places and say, all right, another day, another dollar. You know what I mean? Or what's the saying? We all up, another day in paradise. When you know for sure that is not your paradise. You know that. You know it ain't your paradise. So stop claiming things like that as your paradise. Stop claiming things like that as your good. You know what I mean? When you know that you have the ability to attain good and better. Do not fall in line with cultural and societal influences, because those are the things, like I said before, I could have went ahead and gone down that same route as my people in my past, like my grandparents or my great-grandparents, because that brings a sense of what? Stability. Okay? Stability. Whenever you look at things, we call jobs stable, right? It's unconventional for you to start your own business. It's becoming a little more conventional now. Let's be real. If you got a social media page, you watch TikTok, you scroll through Facebook Reels or even YouTube Reels, shorts. They call YouTube the shorts. You know what I mean? You scroll through all this stuff. And what do you tend to see? Depending on what you're looking at, you're seeing people share this information on how lucrative it is to start your own business. Now, that might not be you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that has to be you, but it just might not be you. You know what I mean? We all have different things that we cater to in our lives. You know what I mean? It's up to you to figure out what's going to make you happy. But you do have the power to change the stability, or what you believe is stability in your life, and conformity. Stability and conformity are the two things within this cultural and societal influence part here, which is number 3, is the reason as to why you can't take risks. It's just these are very big things, because once we conform, we start to get comfortable, right? Let's be real. Once we start to conform, we get comfortable, because once we conform, that means we're fitting into that mold that the society and the world wants us to fit into. And it's fine. You know what I mean? Some people love their job. Some people love routine. Some people like to do the same thing over and over again. So if that's you, I ain't talking to you. But if you're somebody that likes to be a little different, if you're somebody that wants to take a risk, don't conform. I'm not saying go out here and start talking crazy to everybody, but don't conform. You don't have to go ahead and always look at those things that the world believes provide stability, when you can go ahead and create your own stability. Just being real. You know, and like I said, if you listen to the podcast now, you go ahead. I thank you for listening to the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. We do appreciate you. But I just want to let you know, though, you can create your own stability and conformity, you know, within your own little ecosystem you got. You call it home, right? The home is an ecosystem. Everything that you do inside that home is what? It's around you to make you feel good. Or it's supposed to be. You're supposed to set up your home to keep things around you that make you feel comfortable and make you feel homey. You know what I mean? So just know that you have a chance to flip the script and do something different. So, people, this is why you don't take risks. That's why you don't take risks. And I know for some of y'all, this is a tough pill to swallow. Some of y'all don't want to hear this right now. But you do lack self-confidence, which falls right into you lacking self-esteem, which means you have low self-esteem. And some of you all really, truly let your past experiences get the best of you, to the point to where your past experiences just run and they rule your mind so much to where you can't think of anything else but that past. I like to say that you become a slave to the thought. And the thing is, I encourage people, if you want to move forward, never become a slave to your thoughts. An idle mind is the devil's playground. You know, that's what people say. And I'm going to just be honest when I say it. The idle mind is the devil's playground, or it's whatever you believe in. It's whatever harbors that bad and brings that negativity in. It's bad for you, and it shouldn't be there. So you want to do the best you can to flip your negative experiences and turn them into a positive. Because guess what? Your negative past experiences, what do? They bring setbacks that allow hesitation. Okay? You never want your setbacks to bring you hesitation. Your setback should push you to a forward momentum in order to get new and specific tasks done. You don't want to take a risk because the tasks that you did before, they're just too hard for you. You haven't taken the time to try to find something new, right? You haven't taken the time to try to find something new that could actually help you, that could actually do something for you to make you even better than what you were before. That's all I'm saying, people. So you got to take it into perspective that way. You definitely have to take it into perspective that way. And lastly, we talk about what? The cultural and societal influences. Okay? These cultural and societal influences that allow you not to take risks in your everyday life have to deal with stability and conformity. People in your family and your friends will tell you that the certain things that you do bring stability in your life. You don't want to bring any issues or problems or stress or anything. But the thing is, you won't know what you can handle until you do it. Real talk. You won't know what you can bring to the table unless you continue to make something happen. You got to make something happen. Like I love the Santa Claus is Coming to Town movie. I know it's not even Christmas time, y'all. We about to rolling out in the summer here pretty soon. But the thing is, I love how in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, he says, if you put one foot in front of the other, soon you'll be walking across the floor. That's what it takes, people. You have to put one foot in front of the other so that you can complete what it is you want to do. You don't have to fall victim to your cultural and societal influence in life. You don't have to. Stability. People would, like I told you, people would tell you that certain things in your life are stable, but it's what's stable for them. Does it necessarily have to be your version of stable? Create a new stable. Create a new conformity in your life that you can fit a mold to. You don't always have to conform to the things of old, the things of the past, right? You can conform to something greater and better if you wish to put your mind to the test in order to get I can't even say my words, people, but to get the goals done and to get the objectives that lead to the goals done so that you can follow through with whatever it is that you do. What does my boy say? He says, in order to eat the elephant, you don't eat it all at one time. You take it in small chunks. Eat it in chunks, small chunks. That's the thing. It's the analogy is made there to show you that you don't need to bite off more than what you can chew. You can control the amount that you intake in, and that also controls the amount that you will put out. Intake a lot, you might be able to put out a lot, but it might be a little all over the place and messy. Preaching to the choir, that happens to me at times. You know what I mean? I fall victim to that all the time. But I'm changing my own conformity. I'm changing that. I don't have to conform to my thoughts going every different way and place when I want to go ahead and complete a goal and a task. I've had people tell me, all right, Jeff, you don't have to be focused. You good, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know what you do. You putting out a good product. People believe you. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but you still need a plan. You still need a goal. No, people. We have goals and objectives over here that we follow. So never fall in line with people with that. Don't allow, like I didn't allow someone else's conformity to fall into my life. Don't do it. All right, y'all. So I've ran my mouth enough. I hope I said some things to just show you a little bit that you don't take any risks. I need to do better with taking a few risks myself. I know you need to do better with taking some risks yourself. So I challenge you. Let's start today, man. Oh, and if you have watched or if you want to watch, please hit the like and share button. Please go ahead. Share this with somebody who you feel needs to hear this information. So they can go ahead and take a risk today. Start off on a new journey. Like I said, my wife bought a vending machine. I didn't know I was going to be working on that bad boy, but I know how to fix it because guess what? I have some maintenance and troubleshooting background. I was nervous because I thought I was going to break something, but I took a risk. And with me taking that risk, guess what? I fixed something right then and there. And now we don't have to pay thousands of dollars to a repair guy, right? Come on. Take a risk. See where it might land in your life. And I promise you, people, you will end out better on the other side. So as always, remember, this is your boy, Life Coach Jeff from the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. Remember, I love y'all. Peace out. Thank you for listening and tuning into the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. We do thank you and appreciate and value you as a listener. Now, I would like to just throw in, please follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram as Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, and also Life Coach Jeff Relaford. You can also find me on Facebook as Jeff Relaford. That's my personal page. Go ahead, give me a follow there. I always put up some good inspirational content. And also the business page, Redirect, Regroup, Refocus on Facebook as well. So, all right, you all, thank you for tuning in. And next week, we will be here again. Remember, Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. I love y'all. Peace out.